All right. Today, I want to talk about the greatest thing that has ever happened on the internet. To this day, this is the most fun I've ever had with anything on the internet. This is the most fun I've ever had on the internet. It was this 3 day kind of event that just kind of happened. It came out of nowhere, and everything that resulted from it was a matter of coincidence, but also a lot of cooperation. Unlikely cooperation. I'm not going to be able to tell you everything that happened here, every single story, but I can at least try telling you what I remember, which will hopefully give at least a decent picture of what happened in this sort of thing. There are probably more videos about this because I wouldn't be surprised if other people have done more further in-depth retrospectives on this, because this was a very, very cool thing that happened. So this is our place, r/place. It's a subreddit that Reddit themselves made on April 1st, 2017, 5 years ago to the day. Now, every year since 2016, Reddit, instead of um, pranking their users, what they've done is they drop some kind of unique social experiment. So in 2016, the first time they did this, they had a subreddit. They made a subreddit called The Button. You would go to this subreddit, and there would be a button here and a timer. Um, and the timer would count down from 60 seconds. This lasted. Rather, okay, sorry. Oh, by the way, do you recognize this name? I'll get into this in a minute. Anyway, so the button was, there was a timer here that counted down from 60 seconds. Anyone on the website could press this button, and that would reset the timer to 60 seconds. And so the goal of this sort of thing was, how long will this go on before the timer reaches zero, essentially. And it lasted like, I want to say this lasted like, hang on, the experiment ended on June 5th. Oh, what? This lasted 2 months. I thought this only lasted a couple of weeks. This actually went on a very long time, apparently. Wow, that's impressive. So yeah, anyone on the website could press the button, but you could only press the button one time. One account, one button press. And yeah, just went until it reached zero, basically. And that was a fun little, just like weird little internet thing that existed. It was kind of fun. It was mildly amusing, and I think it's more amusing now in retrospect, realizing how long this went on. It's actually, I didn't realize it lasted months. I thought it was only a couple of weeks. So the next year they dropped something much more ambitious, much more interactive. So you would go to this subreddit called Place, and within it you could go to a link, and it would be this new part of Reddit where you could drop a square, you could pick one of 12 different colors, including black and white, and drop a square on this white canvas. And that square represents 1 pixel on a 1000 by 1000 image. And as you're doing this, everyone else on the website is also able to do this. You could drop one square every 5 minutes, I think, but they changed it to 10 or 15, or maybe changed it back. They changed it a few times. There was some controversy with the timing of it. Also, spammers or botters kind of became an issue. So, like, people ended up making scripts to just, like, instantly make images or whatever. So, it wasn't run perfectly or anything. But it still it was still pretty interesting. So, yeah, so for 3 days, like, all of Reddit was just kind of crowding into this one big sort of board where everyone could just kind of contribute to this massive little internet mosaic. And this led to lots of different memes just being sprung up, but also communities came together to be like, hey, let's get something on our place. So you're going to see lots of like signs for subreddits, lots of just different images, paintings, whatever you want to call them. Some of them were just regular subreddits, but some of them came as a result of this sort of thing. So I think the first one of the first sort of place-related communities was Rainbow Road. This was one of the first sort of mainstay. So this was kind of like a basic infrastructure of r/place. The Rainbow Road, just these streaks of rainbows that you're going to see going all over the board. They go through things. They go between, behind, over some things. I think this was one of the first sort of major communities and territories that was established. Like, I think that was one of the first things. I mean, it's a lot of everything happening at once. That's what this whole board was. It was everything happening at once. So I can't give you a general timeline of like, oh yeah, this hour this thing happened. It was constantly active. But I think early on there were different sort of territories that were established. So there was another one called the Blue Corner, which doesn't look very large. This took up like half the board in the first day or something. It's like I remember I got onto a place on the first day before a lot of major things that you'll see on the board were established, and the Blue Corner was massive. It's a pretty big meme of how the Blue Corner had a ton of influence that was pretty much entirely drowned out by the end of the board. It just got smaller and smaller. It's not entirely fair to say, because you could probably see like behind a lot of these images that there is still that deep blue. So it's not like it disappeared. It's just there's just so much that got built over it that it doesn't there isn't much of a corner. It's very literally a corner, just a small little corner here. Another one is Green Lattice. That was pretty well established early on, I think. Yeah. God. And what's funny about this is something that makes that really adds to the sort of spontaneity of this, is that we had no idea when this was going to end. Like with the button, we realized it was going to end when the timer reached 0. We didn't know. By the way, here it is. There's the button. We had no idea how long place was going to last. It ended up lasting exactly 72 hours, but we did not know. So this continued to be worked on to the very last second, and therefore, at the very end, this is the board that has been completed. It's been frozen at that very last second, so obviously a lot of it is going to have some misplaced pixels. Lots of things are just like messed up, like the Osu logo, which has a very long history. There are some signs that were like vandalized. Like obviously the Blue Corner does not look like it says the Blue Corner. One of the big ones is Toaoi instead of Toho. So it's like, yeah, some things just happened, and then the game ended, so no one had time to fix any of this shit. And but that adds to the beauty of it. There is a version of this somewhere, I'm pretty sure, that's cleaned up. I think some people made a project based dedicated to just cleaning it up so that it looks more organized. And we could look at that, but I feel like the story is best told. I don't know what this crease is right here. This is just the image I'm using. That's not part of the board. That's just some glitch, I guess. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm not going to use a cleaned version or anything. I'm just going to use the version that you'll see today. If you go onto the Place subreddit... Now, I'm actually doing this because Place is coming back. This is what they announced. I don't think it's back right now, but... Yeah, it's private for some reason right now, but they have said they are bringing back our Place for this year, so... in a few hours after I talk about all this, it's probably going to be back. I'm really interested in seeing how that's going to go, because part of the beauty of the original Place is that it just kind of came out of nowhere, and so not only did we not know what to expect, and we didn't know how long it was going to last, but also the first come first serve basis that it kind of how should I say this? It's like it was kind of a first come first serve basis. Like you're going to see some things on here, like some things are very large, like this, like again, Rainbow Road. The reason why this exists is because, and why this is such a large section and why it goes all over the board is because it was established extremely early on. So it's like, if you were able to get into place, even if you're a really small community, it's like you could have a pretty big influence on the final board just because you were there first. And so there was, I mean, there was a general respect that people would have where, you know, you don't just like go in and write over someone's thing. Like a community isn't just going to barge in on someone and just be like, all right, we're taking your spot because we're a larger community, so fuck you. That doesn't mean that some people didn't draw over some things, and there was obviously, as you could expect, a dedicated community to ruining the board, to at least, I mean, not to ruin it, but to troll it, you know. And we'll talk about that as well. But yeah, man, there was just so much going on. But I wonder what it's going to be like this time for this year, now that we know it's coming back and we already know how it went last time. I think one of the things, I mean, they say in numbers far greater taking more space, it falls upon you to create a better place. So it's going to be a bigger board, which, I mean, is probably necessary with how, I mean, this was so popular back in 2017. So now that it's kind of lived on as a legend, yeah, people are gonna. I mean, people have been asking for Place to come back every single year because Reddit has continued to do their sort of social experiments. Some have been like, all right. Some of them have just been like, all right, that was a boring waste of time. But every single time, people are just like, yeah, but Place was better. So just do Place again. By the way, remember when I mentioned the guy's name of the button Power Language? You remember that name? You recognize that name? That's the guy that made Wordle. This is the guy that made Wordle. So everyone's playing Wordle right now. Yeah, that guy made the button and our place. So that's pretty cool. I guess I'll just kind of go through some of the things that are on the board and just kind of talk about them as we go past, as we go by. Because yeah, like I said, you can't really say what happened when. I mean, obviously, like maybe there is a well archived history. And if even the things that I don't know, there's a subreddit called Place Atlas, where people have kind of made an encyclopedia of everything that is on the board. So if you can just like, basically there's another version of this image where you can interact with it and just like put your mouse over it and it'll be like, oh yeah, that's from this thing and it's from this subreddit, you know. So yeah, there was a lot of even when this sort of thing ended, there was still a lot of community interaction to just kind of archive it pretty well. But I'm basically just saying this to kind of give my account of what happened and what I experienced and things like that. Because obviously, like I said, I was part of our place, and I was actually, I would say, I had an influence on the final board, as in there was a fairly decent sized territory that I was really involved with, and I helped create and negotiate. You could probably already see it. You could probably already have an idea of what I did on our place. But I will get to that. We'll talk about it. Like I said, this was just the most fun I've ever had on the internet, because just going around all these different communities, seeing people work together to make these like cool, just to make this big collaborative art project. It was just so cool how this happened. It was really amazing seeing the scale of the collaboration and the just how the community interacted. So, because like I said, there were lots of small communities that were able to pop in, lots of larger communities that built something, and some things that just exist as memes. Like because place itself is a subreddit, and people would post like, oh, let's make this thing, and that would get to the top of the page, and people would work on that. Like one of them is the connection lost thing, which is great, just perfect. And like I said, there's some stuff that's just kind of happened last second, so there was just a lone yellow pixel. So whoever did that, GG. And also another one that just kind of exists for the sake of a meme is this QR code, which I don't know if this works, but I'm pretty sure this is a Rickroll. I'm pretty sure this just links to Never Gonna Give You Up on YouTube, so which is awesome. Also, something that's really interesting about how Place ended, and we didn't know when it was going to end, is that there are some things that were still in progress. Like I said, this board was still being worked on to the very end. And this upper left corner here, there's kind of a story about the northwest corner. But basically, this territory, this upper left corner, was kind of the last space that wasn't entirely filled. Like you can kind of tell it's kind of fucked up right here. There's kind of this nothing sort of area over here, and that's because I think that during Place it was actually the Void. So there was, like I said, there was a dedicated group, I guess you could say the terrorist organization of our place was called the Void, where people would try to just black out images. They would just try covering the entire board with black to defeat this established order, to preserve the beauty of chaos and things like that. So they just existed to disrupt everything. And so if you look at time lapses of Place, which you can find several of on YouTube, and they're really cool, you'll see that some things like there was one big one with the American flag, like it just turns to complete black at one point because the Void just would make organized attacks on things. So they would do that. They just exist to ruin your day, ruin your image. But they lost influence over the course of the game because what they would do is they would black something out, but then it would just get rebuilt. It's like, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And so I think the fact that they couldn't maintain they couldn't really maintain influence on the board, people kind of took them less seriously, and so they had less power over time. This is the last sort of thing. So they do have a final influence where you can see this was very clearly a Void attack. I don't really know what this was supposed to be. Looks like some kind of a I want to say Irish thing, but Ireland does have its own flag that is intact. I just think it's just some kind of UK territory. We're also kind of in the music board of the of Place. Like there were lots of music communities that for some reason they just kind of came together in this one area over here. But yeah, so this is what remains of the Void, I guess. But throughout the 3 days, they mostly had control over this northwest corner. So that's why the northwest corner is still largely unfinished. But obviously, there were some things over here, like a Super Meat Boy came here. There's an Enterprise where Shinobu from Monogatari is sitting on. That's one of those unlikely collaborations that existed because of our place. Like no one in the entire world said, "Yeah, let's draw a fan art of Shinobu from Monogatari sitting on the USS Enterprise." But in our place, that's what happened, and that just happened because that's just where these people ended up being. It's just these two communities were just like, hey, we want to build something. Like the Star Trek community was like, oh, we need to build an Enterprise. Like, let's build the Enterprise on Place, and then r/Araragi, or maybe it's r/Ara, whatever. The Monogatari subreddit was like, hey, let's get a character on our Place. Because by day 2 or day 3, every single subreddit was like, hey, let's build something on our Place. But by day 2 or day 3, basically all the space on the board had been occupied. So it's like if you weren't here on the first day or so, it's like it would be really, really hard to find a place that you could fit in. So yeah, so some communities managed to kind of get in last minute by putting something up here in the top left corner that the void kind of left behind. They kind of so I guess in a way the void helped people because they kind of had this territory in the top left. They were able to kind of preserve a spot so that a few communities will be able to sneak in kind of last day, last minute. And one of the things that happened as a result of place ending when we didn't know it would end is there was going to be a pretty large sort of thing right here. So you can kind of see the top left corner. This was supposed to be a CAPTCHA. So the Totally Not Robot subreddit had a post that was like at the top of the front page that was advertising this CAPTCHA that they wanted to build. You know, just like a fake CAPTCHA or whatever. I don't know how big it was supposed to be, but it probably would go all the way over here. And some people were kind of upset with that because they're like, hey, like we were going to build something there, and also like this is going to be a massive thing that's going to mess up this thing. It's going to mess up the Super Bowl scoreboard because this is of course a 28-3 Super Bowl, which, like I said, this April 1st, 2017, this just happened. This isn't just a meme that we put on because it was fun. Like, this just happened, so it was very... Also, one of the things that was established very, very early on, I think day one, this thing was there. So yeah, some people were like, really trying to fight against this CAPTCHA being made because it's like, dude, this is going to wreck a lot of stuff. Like, come on, let's get some smaller... Let's let some smaller communities get something on here. So overall, the place ending kind of saved a few things. Maybe it would have been different if they had the time to build it. Who knows? But yeah, that's just kind of where it's at. It's just kind of this jumbled up mess. There might be some other stuff being here. I don't know what else was over here. It's just kind of a mess up here. This whole corner is a mess. The no step on snack. This is intentional. This is something that was around for a long time. It's probably very long, and you probably just can't see it because eventually things got drawn over it. But I think snack was an extremely long. I think it was an extremely long snack that stretched across a large expanse of the board. So yeah, let's just go right a little bit. You're also going to see, like, all over the place, you're going to see flags everywhere. Flags for different countries, subreddits. You know, they all did that. And they have hearts kind of joining in the middle to give this alliance. There was a thing called place hearts that you'll see that kind of represented different countries or communities. Yeah. Lots of cool stuff up here. This stuff at the top is actually pretty nice and neat. I have no idea what any of this stuff, what like any of it is, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, unregistered hypercam, but because of the last minute vandalism, it says hypercom. So that's part of the beauty of this thing. Nintendo Switch is on there. Good Boy. I don't know what the hell Good Boy actually is. I think this subreddit is just related to our place, but it's the dog from Undertale. But I don't know. It's there. So yeah, Finland has a very, very massive flag that I'm kind of amazed they were able to get this much space. But I mean, if you were like you'll see the flags, they don't just take up space. I mean, you can already kind of see that, you know, they'll let people have things occupying this sort of territory, and then some of them actually get quite creative in how they integrate the flags and the colors into different images. I think my favorite one might be Ireland. You'll see. There's a Mario pipe where Rainbow Road goes through. Rainbow Road, of course, like I said, it's just all over the place, and it's really actually kind of cool how much you see it. You can even see it here. Like, look at it just going under all this stuff, under the gorillas. Here's a 2007 RuneScape subreddit. They had a pretty big space on the board. All Red Devils, they had a nice little thing. You get some kind of small things that just, you know, manage to fit in, like Titanfall. They get stuff there. You'll see logos just for things that you have no idea about. I don't know what this is supposed to be. CFT, college football, I guess. CFB, I think that's the subreddit for it. But got wrecked at the last second, so it's gone. Lucio Mains Unite. Dreaded is recruiting. There's a Flareon. There are Pokemon sprites all over the board, and there's a story about one of them that I had something to do with. SpaceX has a thing there. New Zealand, love the little kiwi bird on that. There's another one, Haunter. Arch Linux has a nice, cool thing. This is actually a pretty much perfectly intact image, like no vandalism whatsoever. Like that's just, yeah. Look at that. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. Isn't pixel art so satisfying? I think it is. So this was one of the first things that got put on the board. Like, again, you can go back to time lapses that are on YouTube, and like instantly you'll see people writing this. The moment this starts, it was just instant. And so that's why it's not only a very large thing, but also, well, it's not exactly in the center, but it is kind of in the middle of the board. But did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's the prequel. It's a prequel memes sort of thing, but it's the Darth Plagueis copy pasta. They just had this. Like, this is probably the largest space on the board that isn't an actual territory nor a flag. And, like, nothing was able to just take up a space on here, which is extremely hypocritical. You know what? I'm just going to mention this now. Like, I'm going to skip ahead because there's something on the bottom of the board because this is just such an important story. Like, this is so crucial to the entire saga of our place. So the Osu community had a pretty large space that they got pretty quickly. They established their territory pretty quickly, so they made a pretty big Osu logo. This was extremely controversial because it was just big. It was a big thing, and so as this board was getting more and more occupied and space was running out overall, people were just looking at them like, "Hey, your shit is too big. Get the fuck out of here." Let me make sure I'm actually recording. Okay. I'm just like always paranoid that I'm not recording. Anyway. So the reason why it looks like such shit is because this was constantly getting vandalized. Like, constantly getting attacked because people were always like, "Hey, the Osu logo is too big. You don't need this much space. Make it smaller. Go away. You're taking up space that could be used for other things." And it's actually unfair to them. Like there is a point, obviously. Like, this was very, very large. But in their defense, they were saying, we do plan on letting, like, smaller communities build something on the logo, but they just wouldn't. It just couldn't happen because the community was always constantly focused on just maintaining the logo because it was getting attacked constantly. So all of their efforts went to just preserving and maintaining the logo so that it wouldn't get completely erased from the board. But yeah, like they would say in their defense, like yeah, we will let smaller communities have a space. We'll let small art exist on here. It's just that we can't do anything right now because everyone's just shitting on us. Everyone's just attacking us constantly. So the reason why I bring this up is because this was a massive controversial thing, but the prequel memes thing went completely uncontested. I mean, look at this. Look at it. It's perfect. It's perfectly written. There's nothing wrong with it. There is no, like, stray pixel, no vandalism whatsoever. Okay, never mind. Dank side. Okay, so there was a little bit that got it at the last second. But, like, yeah. So I just find it so funny that everyone constantly shit on Osu, but prequel memes just had this gigantic, like this is like 5 times the size of the Osu space, and no one cared. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Like they just get to have that. So It's really funny. I mean, I don't really care or anything. It's just funny how that how that happened. Just that sort of a yeah, you get it. But yeah, they just had this colossal space. Okay, so next to that, all right, so we got a Madoka Magica thing along with some kind of like, this is basically like some weird kind of random, maybe slightly misplaced otaku section. But Madoka Magica has a pretty large art project here. And this is what I was involved with. So, the Anime IRL subreddit, they had written this out very early on. This is one of the first things that was written on the board. Anime IRL linked their Discord, which is discord.gg/anime, apparently. So, great job securing that. So, when I first saw a place and like found out about it, I tried doing something on my own because I didn't really like know what was going on, but like I made no progress. I would get like 3 pixels in and then it would just get wiped clean because I guess someone or some community would figure out that I was doing something. So I'm like, okay, this isn't going well. I can't do anything on my own. So I followed this Discord link, went into their Discord, and chilled with them as we I guess sort of built this sort of territory. We had this kind of weirdly shaped territory here. At first it was just this sort of like grayish blue sign with the Discord on it. But what I would really have to do with is on the side here, the Madoka Magica subreddit. The reason why I was involved with this is because of this guy right here. You notice that this is not a Madoka Magica character. This is a Chatot from Pokemon. This was from the Twitch Plays Pokemon community, because Chatot is a very popular Pokemon in that community just for mimetic reasons. So we had this Chatot sprite right here, and the Madoka subreddit, at the time, like when this was all new, like they had written the Homura did nothing wrong. Like that was all they had, and they were able to just kind of expand outwards. So I was kind of chilling over here because it was nice and convenient, because I went to the Anime RL Discord, and I got the community that I'm actually part of, the Twitch Plays Pokemon community that I was part of at the time. It's right here, pretty much next to it, and then here's the Madoka Magica subreddit, so I was with them as well. And I had to work to keep this guy on the board, because in day 2 or so, some other stuff was happening over here. This was still, like I said, this upper left corner was kind of unoccupied territory for a while, and there were things that I think people were trying to do, like over here, kind of where I'm circling. I remember specifically there was one small community that existed to count pi. They wanted to write like as many digits of pi as they could, which like I wasn't sure how that was even going to go, because they started like right here, and I'm like, okay, well, like sooner or later they're going to run into the Darth Plagueis copy pasta, and ain't no way they're going to get through that shit. But they were trying at the very least. And so, yeah, they got like over here, and they went over here, and the Madoka community, they had built the Madoka and Homura sprites, right? And obviously they wanted Sayaka and Sakura as well, but they just didn't have anywhere to go. Like they could not get any further than to the left of Madoka here. They did not have this space. They could not go there. So their goal was to have it vertically, or like by 2x2. They wanted to have Sayaka and Sakura right here, which would mean overwriting Chatot. But the Twitch Plays Pokemon community, we had already been kind of jerked around a few places. Like I think we tried having. I think we might have been responsible for some of those Pokemon sprites, but like we didn't have any sort of like I think we actually had a dedicated sort of like sign like for the Twitch Plays Pokemon subreddit. But yeah, it got erased by other stuff. It's like we like lost all of our ground basically by other stuff taking over. So this Chatot thing, I will say at least we did at least have Lord Helix, but that wasn't really much of like the Twitch Plays Pokemon community. That was just kind of a general internet meme that just existed. basically. I think this was actually the first thing that was able to be put on Rainbow Road. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but Rainbow Road, like I said, Rainbow Road was established very early on, and they were very, like, tough. Like, they were kind of hard asses about their space and their territory. They did not want people fucking with Rainbow Road. Like, you did not want to fuck with these guys. They would fuck up your image. And so as far as, and so, like, I think for a while they didn't even want stuff to be on top of Rainbow Road, and so it kind of took a lot of convincing. And I think eventually, like, the general community pressured them enough to put stuff on the board or whatever. Because, like I said, Lord Helix came on here at some point, but I think Lord Helix was just kind of drawn very quickly, very early on, and it just like existed. But and Rainbow Road just happened to be there at the same time, so they didn't really do anything. But then I think at some point they got the Yellow Submarine, the Beatles, on there just from like community pressure to get, just to allow more communities to have something on there, to, you know, just to like cooperate more. But yeah, I think Rainbow Road was very controlling of their territory. Anyway, so Lord Helix, that's something we did kind of have for Twitch Plays Pokemon, but for like ourselves as a community, this chat tot was like the only thing we had left. So I had to like really try talking with the Madoka guys to be like, hey, like, come on, like, this is the last thing we have. Like, we don't have anywhere else to go. We need this to stay here. And they were just like, yeah, but like you're the one who put it there in the first place. You put it right next to our thing. So like, I don't know, buddy. So I went to bed one night really worried that they were gonna erase Chatot, but then I woke up and saw that it actually worked out very nicely, as they just kind of they put Sayaka and Sakura to the left. I guess they just kind of decided to say, all right, like, fuck whoever's on the left here, like the Counting Pie guys. Like I said, there was no way they were going to get past the Darth Plagueis things. They really were not going to get very far. So I guess they just kind of gave up or conceded, or Madoka just decided to just say fuck off and just draw over it. So yeah, that managed to work itself out. Managed to work out very nicely. Chatot gets to stay. It's not supposed to look angry like that. That's just how it looks at the very end. That's just how it looked at the very end, but it's fine. Yeah, but they ended up having a very, very nice little thing. Also, it's funny. It links to r/PMMM. I just checked that subreddit today. That's gone. That subreddit was gone because it wasn't a real subreddit. It just existed to link to the actual Madoka Magica subreddit. But yeah, that's funny. That's a somewhat sad thing about Place nowadays, is that you know, some of these subreddits that are getting advertised might not exist anymore. Some of those smaller communities are probably just like gone. Like another one was Landry, r/Landry, which was just like some kind of, it was just like a couple of friends who did some sort of, I don't know, it was like an inside joke to them or something. It was seriously like a community of like 3 people or something. It's like, it was like no one. Just some guys who were just like, you know, I think they had written something on Place at some point, but they had also kind of just been thrown around all over the place. And, you know, they came into the anime IRL spot. I think they had written something here already, but Anime IRL, I think we were trying to kind of get more space at the top, but they were just kind of like, come on, like, this is the last space we have. We don't have anywhere else to go. So I think eventually we just kind of gave up on that. Also, it's funny that Anime IRL, so we wanted to have like an anime character holding the sign. Yeah, I think that's why we wanted to go north. I think that's why we wanted this upper space up here, which eventually got occupied by Homestuck barely. It doesn't look very good. I don't know if that's vandalism or if they just kind of had their thing built last minute. Could be both, honestly. But yeah, so we wanted to have an anime character holding up this sign, but we couldn't get the space. We couldn't go anywhere. So I don't know what this AIE Airu. I don't know what that is. So we couldn't get this space. So I guess we compromised with the Madoka subreddit to have the Doulahan character dressed as Mammy, because that's hilarious. That's a great meme. But yeah, and also the Clanad subreddit, I guess, came over and they made a little dongo and they wrote Clanad there, and there's Tutoru written there. You want to know who did that? You want to know who did that? That was me. That was all me. Well, that wasn't all me, but I said let's write Tutoru here. We have exactly enough space to write Tutoru, so we did. That was my influence on the board. That was my influence on place. But yeah, it was a lot of fun jumping around through these like 3, maybe more communities to kind of like help negotiate with things. The Toronto Maple Leaf subreddit also came in with the Anime IRL, and I think we were fighting with them for a little bit because I think they wanted more space. But I think we were able to compromise and just kind of keep it together with what we have here. I think it worked out as well as it could for all parties. All parties involved, I think we all got what we want. Maybe not the Counting Pie guys or whatever. Maybe some smaller communities that might have, tried having something here. Maybe they got erased or whatever, and I'm sorry about that. I apologize, but, it just happened. It is what it is, I guess. But yeah, it was a lot of fun going between all these different communities. And it's really fun how I still really I'm really satisfied with how the Madoka subreddit was able to complete their project without having to remove Chatot. Like, I'm so glad they didn't end up getting rid of Chatot. That was like, that really makes the whole thing for me. That made the entire experience just like so great for me. That we were all able to get what we want. And then again, seeing the Madoka's thing kind of collide with the anime hour, like, oh man, that's just so beautiful. That's just so genius, honestly. And then I wrote Tutoru. So yeah, there's like this purple card that has a parrot, just an actual regular parrot, and shiny Umbreon and Espeon there. I have no idea what's going on there. PC Master Race has a thing here. See, here's Rainbow Road. Goes into the flag, changes colors. That's something that happens a few times, and that's so cool. It just looks so nice, dude. Like, I love that. That's one of the coolest things. But yeah, the way Rainbow Road will like weave and bend around things, it's really awesome. I'm not sure what was going on over here. I don't know what this is. This might have just been like uncharted territory for a bit, or maybe last minute thing getting worked on. I'm really not sure what it is. I think maybe this looks like a bit. Looks like there's a little bit of a general. Oh, wait, maybe not. Okay, no, is that Solid Snake right here? Because I see the red exclamation point. I was thinking this might be like a general DC universe corner because there's Superman, there's Batman, there's the Flash. Might be it though. There's like a sprite of a watermelon. And yeah, you see lots of other small things. The Buffalo Bills right here. Yeah, lots of different sports logos here. I don't immediately know them. I know they're hockey teams. Baby Metal got a cool little thing here. There's actually a red checkered thing. I'm wondering if this was a territory, like some sort of a Western territory that exists. Territory that existed on the board, or if I don't know, these communities just decided they just wanted the background to look like that. Because it does look really nice with the Baby Metal little sprite art. That's pretty cool. There's a Peyton Manning. There's a Peyton Manning meme, if you know what that is. That's great. Scott Pilgrim here. Oh, here's another interaction with Rainbow Road. Going through the plate of spaghetti on fire. Like, come on, dude. That is so genius how they incorporate that. Yeah, a bunch more stuff here. CS:GO has a big thing. Canada flag. That's Toronto Maple Leafs probably wanted to go over here somewhere, but I don't think they just couldn't. I think they just had to be right here, or maybe I don't know. Yeah, lots of cool things here. Hey, yeah. There's Skeletor as well. There's the trees subreddit for marijuana. There's a in the time lapse. They drew a blunt on Skeletor and he smokes it. They actually so in the time lapse there's an animation, a sprite animation, a pixel animation of Skeletor smoking a blunt, of this blunt burning through his mouth, and it's fucking awesome. There's a little unread message symbol from Reddit. Oh, hi, bum bum bum, ba-da-dum. Porter Robinson thing. That was another thing that was established extremely quickly. That's kind of why it's just like there. Yeah, they got that on there, and it just kind of stayed there permanently. So that's cool. More things. Just lots of other things. Hakuto. r/Hakuto. I think there was like some kind of there's a troll Naruto group. I don't know if it's a dedicated troll Naruto group or if this is just like a coincidence, but I mean it could be. It could be a troll group that just changed the Naruto text to Hakuto last second and then place ended so they couldn't fix it. Green Lattice kind of glanced over this a little bit. Ooh, Daft Punk is here. There's some stuff that there's so much stuff on here that it's like every time I look at it, it's like I see new stuff. There's a Keyblade. I didn't know that was there. Goomy from Pokemon. Goomy, please. Yeah, lots of kind of random scattered like objects that just kind of got placed on Green Lattice, which is pretty cool. So there's a Karibo, it looks like. There's the heart from Zelda. Skyrim, whose name just got kind of like erased last second. You know, it's funny how like it's always text that gets deleted and vandalized. It's usually not the image itself; it's just the text. So Tesla kind of got fucked up last second. Path of Exile is like a cool thing right here. That looks really nice actually. This is like perfect right here. Like this isn't messed up at all. That's cool. Something happened here. It almost looks like someone just like cut through the image right here. Like someone cut through the Denmark flag and it just bled out all the way to the Lego logo, which is I wonder how that happened. That's interesting. Yeah, just like lots of stuff. You know, if you see something you like, you know, just like go, ooh, there's a thing I like. You know, lots of stuff. Another Mario pipe for Rainbow Road. Bold and Brash, I think that's what that is from SpongeBob. Ruby has a sign here. Critical Role just has a sign here. There's Kara from Undertale, kind of misplaced from the rest of the Undertale section, which is very scrunched together, but they did their best with what they had, because like you can tell that they couldn't really go anywhere. There's this long pink trail that goes down into this. I don't know what this is. This is just kind of some pink blobby monstrosity that exists. It was just something that was made very early on in the board, and it just kind of like stayed there. It took on many different forms. There was I don't think it's still around. I don't see it. At one point there was a laser, the I'm a fire with my laser thing that blasts through it. That happened at one point in our place, but I guess they just kind of like erased the laser thing and then just kind of like put the blob back to some kind of tangible thing. But yeah, it just trails all the way down here. It's just weird. It is fucked up. Oh hey, AniList has a thing. AniList has a... How the fuck did they get the AniList logo on there? How did they do that? I have no... Who did that? That's really... It looks really good, too. Like, it's perfect. How do they do that? How were they able to negotiate that? That's amazing. There's a pirate Squirtle art with this flag. With this, like, just... I don't know. I honestly have no idea what's going on over here, but it's really funny. I also noticed Halo has a thing that's has a bit of a red versus blue sort of thing. My Little Pony has a thing here. Yeah, lots of Lots of things. Lots of cool things. There's a Rubik's Cube subreddit ad. They were that looks really nice, and that's perfect with this flag over here with the Bulgaria flag. Oh, that's so cool. The Monado is placed upon it really nicely as well. Wow, that's awesome. Good, they did a great job with that. Good day, cunts. Straya. That's that's probably the funniest. It's definitely one of the funniest and most unique takes on the sort of all the flags, all the country representation here. That's great. And then of course we have this beautiful mosaic of Steve Irwin with the fucked up smiley face. I laugh at this thing every time I see it. It's just so fucking stupid. Like they made this beautiful pixelized art of Steve Irwin, and then last second some fuckers drew a shitty smiley face on it. So, it's and then just him saying, "Crikey." Oh my god, dude. It's so funny. That's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I know one of the top posts on Place was just like, "You fucking assholes, he's stuck like this now." It's so funny. God, I love that. I think the smiley face on the tree next to him is intentional. I think that just might be a happy little tree right there. I don't know what this stuff at the bottom is. This looks like the image for Metal Coat in Pokemon. That's probably not what it is, though. I'd be surprised if that is what it is. I have no idea what like a lot of this stuff over here is now, but yeah, more stuff. Big American flag here. Big Mona Lisa painting. I think this is just a subreddit that was dedicated to putting the Mona Lisa on at least a pixelized version of the Mona Lisa on Place, which I would say they did a pretty good job. Oh, I forgot to mention a cool thing. One very small thing, but it's pretty clever. So, remember what I said about the void? How they were kind of occupying the top left corner? They mostly occupied this space, and they would try spreading down, I guess. I also think, now that I think about it, I think that's why the no step on Sneck sort of thing is there. I think that was kind of like a sign of resistance against the void. Like people drew a snake on here, and the void would try erasing it, but people would like keep redrawing it or just defending it. So they would be like, no step on Sneck. Anyway, so a random thing is that the void, they would be in the top corner. They would try spreading downwards, as they would grow larger and larger. Because I remember in the anime IRL community, we were kind of like bracing ourselves a little bit. We're just like, hey, just watch out for that top left corner because the void is coming. So the F1 logo over here, since it's black, the F letter is black. They actually grayed it out for a little bit. They turned it gray so that if the void were able to stretch that far down, I don't think they got past the heroes. I don't think they got this far. Like I said, like they were a bit of a nuisance for a couple of days, but people kind of took them less seriously and they had less influence as time went on. So I think they wrecked the heroes logo a little bit, but it wasn't that bad. But anyway, to make themselves less of an easy target for the void, the F1 subreddit grayed out the F so that, you know, half their logo wasn't black. Just as a nice, cool defense. It was a cool little thing. Anyway, yeah, that was just a random thing I wanted to bring up because it's like a little fun fact. It's a little interaction people had, I guess. Now over here, there's kind of this dedicated music section because here's some Radiohead albums in rainbows specifically. There's a Nine Inch Nails logo here. Muse has a couple. Wow, that's actually really good. Wow, Muse made like these 4x4, or not 4x4, but like, I don't know, 12x12 versions of the album covers, and actually made them look very convincing. Ukraine over here was vandalized. Also, right next to the Russian flag. That's going to be interesting when place comes back. I would like to hope that Ukraine gets a nice big flag, a nice big banner over the entire board. Just make the entire thing blue and yellow, honestly. Yeah, a bunch of stuff over here. I don't even know what half this shit is. That's fine. It's cool. It's just cool looking at it. It's like, oh, cool. I don't know what this is, but, you know, some people came together to make it. So there's, like, this very beautiful leaf right here. Wait, would this be Animal Crossing? This leaf right here? Animal Crossing New Leaf? That would have been the newest game, right? In 2017? I think that might have been it. I also feel like I should know what this is. This, like, pinwheel here. But I don't. This also, these sprite art, it looks like classic Final Fantasy. I know it's not, but oh, maybe it's Chrono Trigger. Maybe that's what it is. There's also a shiny Lucario just kind of randomly placed there. Anyway, Kanye West has a couple albums here. Wait, Donda? Oh, I mean, I know Donda's was like the name of his company. I mean, I know it's the name of his mother, but also he named his like production company after it. Is that what that is? This image? If that is aged extremely well. Wow. And wow, they were able to get like every Kanye album on here. Cause yeah, the newest one at the time was The Life of Pablo. So they had. Yeah, oh wow, they have late registration right here as well. Wow, did they get every single Kanye album? Wow, that's amazing. They had a massive space. How'd they get that much? That's pretty cool. Here's the Kansas City Royals logo. Right over the Seattle Mariners logo. They were in the process of building their logo, and we just showed up and said, no, fuck you, and drew over them, which they were not happy about. They were not pleased that we did that, but we did it anyway. I mean, they had been there for a long time. They were extremely slow. It's their fault for not finishing their shit. So we didn't write over a completed project. We're just like, all right, they're taking too long. This is our space now. So yeah, so that's cool. It looks like The Witcher right here. More music stuff. There's a Bowie portrait right here. It looks beautiful. It looks absolutely fantastic. And the way, look how Rainbow Road weaves through it. Wow. Dark Side of the Moon. I think this was vandalized a lot by the Void pretty early on because, you know, it's like a mostly black image here. But then you get Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, and here's the Ireland flag. This is what I was talking about with how, like, some flags incorporate other art really well. So yeah, that's really clever. Temmie is there. Temmie from Undertale is just I don't know what the story of this is. I think Temmie was just kind of put there, and then the Ireland flag drew around it, and was just like, all right, this is just going to be part of the flag. So they gave her some Irish colors and a flag, and it works out really well. It's beautiful. They actually had this as their subreddit banner. Like if you went to r/Ireland, at the top the banner would just be like, I don't know, something with this Temmie sprite on it as well. It looked awesome. Another one that I really love, the France logo. Or is this France? Maybe I'm wrong. Every single country is red, white, and blue. All right, but I love. Look, this is probably my favorite my favorite image on all of Plays. The black mage reflecting the Rainbow Road back, and it goes through another flag, and it goes through Bowie, and like, oh god, dude, that is like, tell me this doesn't just look amazing. And just think about that, and then it's even better knowing that thousands of people worked on this. That's just so wonderful. I don't even know the guy's name. Is that Furion from Final Fantasy II or something? Just kind of chilling there. It's pretty cool. Ethereum has a spot. Wow, Ethereum? Wow, that has aged extremely well. Also, suspiciously, Bob Ross right below it. Bob Ross and NFTs. Who would have thought, right? I mean, I know Ethereum has been around for a while, but still, like seeing how popular it is nowadays, I didn't even know it existed until like last year. But here it is on our place. Wow. So here's a lot of hearts. Place hearts. Basically, like every country, it looks like, kind of got their own like heart or design or something. Like you could go to the subreddit. They were able to just. I think people just shaped all of these hearts together, and then later on, people would go to the subreddit and like apply to have one of the hearts filled out with, you know, whatever they wanted or something. I don't know if the Texans logo, the Houston Texans, I don't know if this logo is supposed to be part of the hearts. It kind of looks like it might be, but that's pretty funny looking. It's kind of cool. But yeah, it's a nice little sub. Oh, look at that Rainbow Road going through all these hearts. Oh man, that's so cool. There's also like these gems or droplets or something. I don't even know what the hell this is. Oh, there's another Kingdom Hearts thing right here. Very, very small, but there's a tiny little Keyblade. KH. Huh. And then, you know, you can see other things like very small signs, just like vegan, r/drugs. They just wrote a bunch of drugs there. That's cool, I guess. The Vikings had a little bit of a thing. Skull. Green Bay Packers. Not a lot of, you know, there aren't a ton of sports teams. And so, like, whatever sports teams you do get, it was just kind of like first come, first serve, like I said. Like I think the Royals are the only team that actually has a completed logo on the board. Like, not even the New York Yankees had a logo, I think, which is amazing. That just shows how dedicated the Royals fandom is. At least in those years, between like 2014 and 2017. We were psychos. Yeah, now here's like just a ton of stuff. Just like tons of small things. There's Shantae right there. Earthbound is a thing. There's the pink blob again. Lots of like just kind of this kind of I guess this is just kind of a disaster. It's just kind of like a junk pile right here. Just space no one really occupied because there wasn't enough room for whatever. Rah rah. I don't know what that is. 8KTRT. I don't even know what that says. I can't even read that. There's Saitama. Just a random Saitama saying okay. Oh, Gabriel Dropout. So this was when like Gabriel Dropout had just come out, and so I think someone on our anime just wrote vignette April Tsukinose, just their favorite character from that, and then people just like, I don't know, other Gabriel Dropout fans just kind of dogpiled onto it, just wrote the other character's name, so that's it. That's why that exists. Unfortunately, Danganronpa couldn't really get the space they needed, so they got kind of censored out a little bit. There's r/anime plus hentai, and then lolly, because of course we needed that. Oh, there's the Mozilla logo. Hey, I made it, guys. See, I told you I had an influence on the board. Told you I had a lasting influence here. Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff that's just kind of like messed up, but it's like this whole section here is just kind of, like I said, it's just like a lot of small space. It's almost like uncharted territory. I guess you could kind of say this is like the slums of our place, just kind of like, it's just kind of dilapidated. It's out of you know, it's a real fixer-upper, I guess, but that's cool. It's cool. That's why we like it. Yeah, just a ton of stuff here. So much going on here. Oh, another thing that I really love, the Rainbow Road going down through the Rocket League logo. Look how cool that is. And then it becomes this sword for Star and the Forces of Evil, or whatever that show was called. That is amazing. Wow, 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 wow. Chat disabled for 4 seconds. I love how that came together. That just looks gorgeous. Rocket League actually had, wow, that's a really big thing that Rocket League was able to build. There's some Pokeballs here. I don't think like r/Pokemon has an actual sign, but I mean, you can just see it all over the place. Pokemon's everywhere here. Few more logos. There's our Lakers, San Antonio Spurs. There's another flag. Oh, Chelsea FC, I guess got a space here. StarCraft, kind of at the bottom now, or close to the bottom, because there's the blue corner again. The beautiful blue corner, the lovely blue corner. Gotta love the OG corner. There's no other corner like it. I like this rather large Totodile sprite just kind of popping out of nowhere. No idea, but kind of somewhat getting overwritten by just whatever's going on over here. Looks like some people tried building some stuff but couldn't quite. Oh, there's a Slowpoke logo. There's so much going on here. Like I can't even really talk about it because there's just so much. Oh, there's the Chicago Cubs logos. Okay, so there was another baseball logo. I just didn't see it. Asriel is also on here. Kid Asriel from Undertale managed to just randomly there. Boston Bruins, Hatsune Miku. I guess I should go to the left because I haven't talked about the bottom of this, which is the Windows 95 or maybe 98 start bar at the bottom. So that was a cool thing that people made. There was it's just it's awesome. It's beautiful. It's accurate. It looks accurate. So they made a start bar, and it went as far as over here where you kind of have a small window that almost looks like it would be a small Minesweeper game. But there's Berserk on here. There's Dark Souls on here. So that's cool. Just more stuff down here. Fire Emblem has a pretty large mural, which is really nice. That's really cool. Some more Pokemon sprites. The Sylph Road. Wow, they had a pretty nice sign. I don't know if they're responsible for these sprites. Actually, I think the Twitch Plays Pokemon subreddit, I think we had a spot right over here, and it got and this is where it was before it got deleted, and then we only had the chat dot in the Monica spot. Because I remember thinking that, because I remember seeing Tool overwrite it. The Tool logo kind of took over. They got a spot here. Bite my shiny metal ass. Yeah, Bender in that text was written. Oh, sorry, it's RSS. It's not. He doesn't say ass. They censored ass, and it says RSS because they had to keep it family friendly on here. I'm just kidding. That was just random vandalism. Yeah, this was made very early on, and it changed several times. There was at first bite my shiny metal ass. Then it was then they painted him gold, and it wrote bite my shiny golden ass or something. And then they made it brown, so we said bite my splintery wooden ass. Maybe they changed it more times, but eventually they just changed it back to the original name. Because I guess once you build once you're able to kind of make a territory and create your little design, yeah, it's kind of like there's nothing to do. So I guess these guys just continuously repainted it and made it say something different because it's not really anything else to do other than just maintain it, make sure people aren't fucking with it. So yeah, there's they're really small, I think, Internet Explorer. I don't know if that's an Internet. It looks like an Internet Explorer logo, but it looks like it says A. I don't know. But whatever. Anyway, I mentioned the Sylph Road for a second. That's a Pokemon Go community, I think. So kind of interesting that they were able to have enough influence to get something on there. Fire Emblem and then H at the end. It looks like it says H at the very end. Yeah, lots of Pokemon sprites down here. So I guess there is a small Pokemon section. Oh, St. Louis Cardinals got a logo on here. They were able to sneak something in right below the St. Louis Blues logo. And there's a nice sprite of Megumin right there. It says Eat is number one. Obviously, it was supposed to say Flat is number one. I think they wanted to just say Flat is justice, but obviously they didn't have enough room. And a ReZero managed to sneak in a tiny little art piece right here, which is very nice. Cool. The St. Louis Blues, they also kind of incorporated Megumin into their subreddit after our plays, because I don't know, there might have been a history between the two throughout our plays. They might have had to really stick together for a lot of stuff, for I don't know, attacks or whatever, because apparently they really became close friends through our plays. So I guess I don't know, but it's cool how they that's just again one of those unlikely collabs that just occurred because of our place. It's also really cool how Megamine incorporates into the Germany flag right here as well. Very, very cool. Um, Mega Man firing a laser right into Dat Boy. R.I.P. Dat Boy. And I also mentioned the Osu logo a while ago. The Osu logo that was never that was on the board the entire time, but never got finished, and they could never incorporate other things into it because they just couldn't. They weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed to exist, but they did their best. There's a nice little Go painting there. Pornhub.com barely written here. Also, I like how on the start bar you can see that they have Osu on the start bar, and it almost looks perfect. It almost looks like 1-to-1 with the actual vandalism, which is amazing. Bitcoin is a subreddit. That's another thing that aged pretty well. And I didn't talk about this area too much. I mean, it is what it is. Like, more flags. Belgium has a great flag here. That's really cool. Look at that. That's amazing. That's beautiful. There's a Love Live section here. So I remember, because I remember just checking into lots of different communities to see what everyone was doing. So the Love Live community, I don't know what character this is, but I think they wanted to build like a full sprite model of this girl. Like, they wanted her to have her entire body on our place. But Stranger Things was there, so they tried asking Stranger Things to move, and they're just like, no. So that's why they just have this. It just looks like this. There's a very small JoJo thing right there. Which I like how it's cool how some people were able to like make something with the very, very limited space that they got, because this looks very nice. Amelia Best Girl was written here. So I guess 3-0 has 2 spots. That's pretty cool. There's Rick getting Swifty up there, pretty cool. Oh, we're at the left. Nice little Nintendo N64 logo. Looks beautiful. Like, that's perfect. No vandalism whatsoever. Yeah, very cool. What else? Hentai. Hentai gets 2 spots. Good for them. What else? I don't know. Just other stuff. Lots of small little things, signs. Basically, it's almost like this whole section is like just this advertising thing, like you see on like NASCAR cars. Just different labels of different logos and like taglines or whatever. It's just like you don't even know what they are. It's like, okay, they all just say things. It's just ads. Toho, the Toho subreddit, had they made their sprite arts very early on. This was one of the first completed art projects on our place. They were able to just get this together instantly, and they wrote Toho hijack. So they said they were hijacking our place. They didn't really go anywhere else or anything, but yeah, they just had this cool little thing that was there for basically the entire time. So they had a pretty large section that they got to themselves. Right alongside the beautiful furry IRL sign, "Yif me, daddy." Also, Toho got hijacked last second, so it's actually Toaoi. So it's just funny if you let me stutter some more. It'd be funny if you have no idea what Toho is, if you just see this and you're like, what is Toaoi? But yeah, lots more stuff going on here. Oh, Smash Bros has a nice little thing. That's cool. They have a little board with Wait, is that a Vegetoid from Undertale? What is with the random Undertale sprites just everywhere? It's amazing. Also, there's a GameCube with, it looks like Jigglypuff punching. Wow, Smash Bros actually had a lot of space, kind of, and they just kind of let the Vegetoid stay there. That's cool. Yeah. Looks like something here was heavily vandalized. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that was supposed to be, but some fuckers made it very, very green. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I kind of went over everything that I know and noticed from our place. Just everything that I remember off the top of my head, just from my own experience. I just remember just going around to all these different places, seeing what people were doing, and like I said, I had a kind of I played a part in making sure this all came together. The anime IRL sort of territory, along with the Madoka territory, was a ton of fun. So I'm wondering what will happen nowadays. Oh no. Oh, look, it just started. What's happening? Whoa. Alright, so here. Oh, there's Osu! Osu's back! Oh, it is just another 900, 1000 by 1000 board? Oh, there's Hololive. That's going to be a Hololive logo. Okay, let me just, like, observe this real quick. Anarchy Chess? What is this? What is that, dude? What the hell is that? See, like I said, there's going to be a very large Ukraine flag. There's the Void. The Void is forming at the top left again. It almost looks like we're just getting a repeat. Looks like there's going to be a rainbow dash here. Did Kane? I don't know. Fuck Putin. All right. What is this? Don't know what that is. Look, Osu. This is the most complete Osu is ever going to be. Well, GameStop has a... Wow, look at this. GameStop has a very large thing forming right here. This looks like it's going to be a Pepe? Maybe? Not entirely sure. Outer Wilds has a thing. Fuck Putin, fuck Putin, fuck Putin. More Ukraine flags. Like, it's like Ukraine flags everywhere. I don't see Rainbow Road. No Rainbow Road this time? That'd be a little bit of a shame. I really like Rainbow Road from the original. It would be really cool if they like did that again. Looks like there's a little bit of a Rainbow Road here. Is this going to be the start of a new Rainbow Road right here? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. The My Little Pony sort of thing is forming pretty quickly. I don't know what the hell this is going to be. It looks like I can see Rainbow Dash here, but it almost looks like someone's fucking her from the ass from behind. I guess that would make sense for the whole thing. Yeah, look at this. I mean, look how quickly some of this stuff is coming together. It's like you can already... It's just like just by scrolling through it a little bit, you can already kind of see it. Like I said, there's going to be a big Hololive section. This looks like it's going to be a to-be-continued logo from JoJo. So JoJo's going to have a pretty big section. There's a Sweden flag coming together quickly. Star Wars place. The blue corner is back again. A bit of a different shade of blue this time. But that's fine. That's cool. Someone draw a penis there. Cool. I don't know what this is. I have no idea what this large thing here is, but that's fine. Osu Place. Osu has a whole dedicated community this time. They're coming prepared. It's not just the general Osu community. It's people who believe in Osu occupying place. What the hell is this guy? I'm not sure what this is going to be, but all right. Yeah, okay. So I think that's going to do it. Homestuck is building something there. But good luck, because you're kind of going up against the Void right there. Whoa, what is this? Whoa, what is this? There's something being built right here. This, like, orange diamond boundary? Coming together pretty quickly, but, yeah, okay. I'm glad it started right as I'm doing this, so that I can kind of so I can just give a little show of like what was happening. Let me place a tile. Let me just place like let me just contribute. Boom. Did I do it? Whoa. Oh, I just went to someone else's page. This is hard to see. A little bit. Yeah, I did it. Whoa, is there no... Oh, okay. Ah, I see. All right, so there we go. I placed a tile. Yes, I'm glad we could I could show just kind of like what it was like watching this in real time. This has already come together. What in the what? I still have no idea what the hell this is. But all right. Holy hell, Anarchy Chess. I'm going to be really interested in seeing this Hololive section. I wonder what they're building here, and I wonder what it's going to look like at the end. I have no doubt that it's going to be massive. The Hololive is going to have a ton of stuff here, because that community is large and active, and they will do a lot of stuff. I'm actually not sure what this is. This kind of looks like it should be a Pepe, but it's very fucked up. Yeah. Uh, looks like someone's writing NFT here. Oh man, I mean I could just look at this all day. So that's just what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to spend the next 3 days looking at this and seeing what communities I can pop into and see if I can just like help get in on some things getting built and things like that. So yeah, so I'm going to go do that. Join our place, check it out. It's a lot of fun. All right, see ya.